When the Switch 2 was announced, I immediately thought that a 3D Mario game was going to be the launch title. So when we got Bananza announced instead, I was really surprised, and wondered why they chose to go with this route over something like Odyssey 2. Well, turns out they went this route because they saw an opportunity for innovation in the platforming genre, and Donkey Kong was the perfect catalyst to carry out their vision. Here's why Donkey Kong Bananza has evolved the platformer formula, and thank you to Nintendo of America for sending me this game. When I think of 3D platformers, the aspect of collectathoning also comes to mind. For me, these elements go hand in hand and have been responsible for some of my all-time favorite games, like Mario Odyssey and Banjo-Kazooie. With the main focus of these games being collecting while traversing various levels that all have their own themes and platforming challenges, progression is locked behind how much you've collected. For example, in Odyssey, you have to collect a certain amount of moons in each level to progress to the next. This still allows for some player freedom, however, as each level has more moons than necessary to proceed, so players can collect whichever ones they want to advance, or stay in the level and collect them all. But in Bananza, they've taken this formula and Kong punched it out the window. Donkey Kong Bananza does not care about how many bananas you have collected. Donkey Kong might, because I'm pretty sure the only thing he cares about is bananas, which Pauline reminds you of constantly.
Bet you dreamed about bananas, didn't ya?
Yes, Pauline, we get it, alright? Donkey Kong likes bananas. You don't have to keep calling him a big bag. But the game itself has granted the most player freedom I've ever seen in a 3D platforming collectathon, because the concept of progression in game is now completely open. You can proceed through this entire game without ever collecting a single banana. Each level is still packed with collectibles between bananas, fossils, and music discs, but collecting any of them is completely up to the player. And instead of progression being the incentive, bananas are exclusively used on skill points to upgrade DK's stats and abilities, while fossils are exclusively used to purchase outfits for your adventure. Hold up, I gotta get changed because we know that the real objective of Bananza is to come up with the hardest matching fits possible. No. Nah. Maybe? Alright, let's go flex on some zebras, brah. This shift in focus from progression to upgrades and cosmetics was a genius idea in my opinion, because while collecting isn't required, I think players become more motivated to openly explore when there isn't a checklist to accomplish. And Bananza elevates its exploration with two crucial mechanics exclusive to Donkey Kong: his ability to climb and dig through terrain. This truly makes Bananza feel completely unrestricted. There isn't a single area that you feel like DK can't access through climbing or digging, and there's plenty to be found both high up and underground. DK can also use a sonar ability that points out nearby collectibles, and digging can also unearth treasure chests containing maps that lead you to bananas and fossils as well. So while collecting was completely irrelevant to getting through layers, all of these ideas and mechanics made it so fun that I still found myself collecting everything in each level before I went to the next, and by the final fight, I had collected everything available before the postgame. So realistically, I've seen people beat this game in like 8 hours, or you could be like me and not get to the final fight until 40 plus hours because you're collecting every single thing in game. Honestly, I think I spent just 8 hours alone smashing things because it was just so satisfying.
Hey, DK, are you awake? There are so many different kinds of fruit here, and the juice floats in the sky by itself. It's like I'm dreaming. Do you ever dream about fruit, DK? Wait, better question. Do you ever not dream about fruit?
I told you guys, Pauline will just call you fat constantly throughout this game. Of course, I'm not going to say Bananza is an open world game, because it's not. But I still felt that type of freedom playing this game as I did a game like Breath of the Wild. It truly felt like I could go anywhere, do anything, and progress anytime I wanted as long as you did the main objectives of each level, which usually were help the Elder if there was one to unlock a Bananza ability, then explore each sub-layer and fight the boss to open the next layer. This really is the closest I've seen to an open world platformer concept, and I would love to see this formula explored more in the future, whether through another DK game or even Mario. The formula of Bananza has evolved this genre once more, and I think it's the perfect blend of what makes both platformers and collectathons so addicting to play. I think this game is phenomenal just in concept and design alone, but when you factor in the endearing story, the characters who are full of personality, the incredible music and visuals, and just the pure fun and charm of that Nintendo gameplay, This genuinely has become one of my favorite games I've ever played, and I really did not want it to end. I love Donkey Kong Bonanza, and the biggest compliment I can ever give it is to say, how is the next 3D Mario game going to be as good as this? I really don't know, but I can't wait to see them try. So let me know your thoughts on Bonanza. Do you agree that this more open approach to the genre can be the future? Or do you prefer the formulas of other platformers? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day! Banana! I mean, deuces! I can't stress how fun this game is. Except for this banana. This banana, if you know, you know.